Okay, thank you, dear friends, brothers and sisters, children of the Lord, for coming to Kabbalah Cabal. This is the Cabal where we all get together. This is the Cabal that you're all invited to. The Kabbalah Cabal is going to make the world into a vessel for receiving the divine light and coming to a beautiful new stage of awareness and development. May it be His will. Today I wanted to talk about the second concept that really comes across very strongly from the beginning of the year, Rosh HaShana, right? We talked about yesterday about the shofar about becoming aware that there's a new thing happening. The second thing now is about receiving the divine light. This is called Malchut. Malchut is the last in the Sfirot. We know there's 10 Sfirot. We'll discuss them in length, hopefully in the coming lessons. But the last one, the most important one, because it is the destination, it is the manifestation of all goodness, is Malchut, Kingship. Kingship is about integration. As such, it's the female characteristic, right? If we have to, broadly describe reality, there's always a source, and then there's always a receiver. Any concept begins with the source and the receiver. Now, those are the male and the female sides. They're integrally associated, but we need to understand the proper relationship between these things in order so that we can manifest them in the most, appropriate way, the most beautiful way. And so, the female side is about integrating, just like the mother integrates the various cells into a child, and the gestation happens there. This is what Malchut is, kingship. If you've ever been to actual kingdom where you have a king, everything bears the stamp of this king. His face is probably plastered. It's plastered in most places, wherever you look, and everyone knows that everything comes back to the king. There's a destination for all problems. We'll take us up to the king if we have a problem, and he'll solve it. And if he's a good king, he does things with wisdom and fairness and with love. Now, our king, the king of all kings, the master of the universe, the source of all goodness, the source of this reality, certainly is his abundant goodness is apparent for us all to see if we only open our eyes. And so I just want to say what Melech, how this integration in Hebrew, in the holy tongue, is evidenced, and we'll get some ideas of what Malchut, what kingship is all about. So Melech, which is king, is actually the first letters of 3 other words in Hebrew, and these words are very essential. And what are they? Melech breaks down to Moach, right? The Mem, the first letter. Moach, which is brain. Lev, which is the second letter, Lamed, is the heart. And the third letter is Kaf, which is Kaved, the liver. So you have the brain, the heart, and the liver. These are the 3 levels of the biological functioning of man. They correspond to them. These are all the center points, the control systems for the 3 primary systems which animate the body. We'll start from the bottom. That's the liver. Now, for good reason in English they call it the liver, because if your liver's, is, heaven forfend, not working well, it'll be hard to live. The liver cleanses the body. The liver has multiple kinds of functions that I don't think we even understand a very little bit about. We understand a good amount, but it's not even, I don't think it's even a fraction of what remains to be understood about it. The liver does all kinds of stuff for our immunity. It does all kinds of stuff for our blood. It does all kinds of stuff, and that secreting all kinds of hormones. It's really the central point of our life force. And so a strong liver means a strong life force. It's going to mean strong regenerative energy. Above this, we have the heart, which is much more physical, right? It's also very central. But the heart is is pumping all the time through our lives. And we know that the heart is more associated with physical activity. So when we start to go get physical, the heart starts pumping. And we know that a lot of energy, which is more in the realm of our conscious activity, is associated with the heart. So the heart is a higher level. It's closer to the brain, whereas the liver seems to function more or less autonomously. The heart will bear a very strong, a much stronger, connection to the brain and what we decide consciously to do. Nonetheless, the heart is still functioning autonomously. Above that, we have the brain, where now that's really the dominion of our awareness. We can take the brain to all kinds of places. May we take it to only good ones. So, the integration of these three systems, the brain, heart, and liver, is essential for health. And we know each one exerts extreme amount of influence on the other. In other words, a healthy liver will ultimately contribute to the health of the brain. A healthy brain, on the other hand, will contribute to the health of the liver. Well, I know people who eat junk food exclusively and don't exercise, and yet they maintain a reasonable amount of health. And it seems miraculous in my mind, but it's because their brain is so healthy, because that's what they do have. They have a very positive attitude. They have a very strong connection to transcendent truths which are animating their brain, and it filters down to the liver. Conversely, a person who's taking very good care of their physical health will actually have a brain that works better. We know that. And so these concepts are intimately related. And the Melech is the one who integrates. And so the concept of Malchut, what we're trying to do now, is to be integrated. This is the time for us to consider, how can we be integrated? We want to integrate our acts and with our ethics. And so that's why we're doing the what's called penitence. We're doing tshuva. They call it penance. I tell you it's not right, because it's really return. But yes, we have to return to the source. We have to do the right thing. In order to do the right thing, we have to abandon the wrong thing. Abandon the wrong thing is about integration, because we know ultimately that doing the wrong things don't serve ourselves, they don't serve our communities, they don't serve the world. Let us do the right things. Let us receive upon ourselves the dominion of heaven. The dominion of heaven is only for good. God has mercy on all of the creation. Let us be vessels for this mercy. Let us engender this mercy. Let us divest ourselves of all the garbage, creating big vessels, big, empty, healthy vessels for the divine mercy to fill us up. And in this way, we'll have a wonderful new year. I'm wishing upon you a year of health, right? Health. Your liver should be healthy, your heart should be healthy, your brain should be healthy, and when we get all these things straight, everything will be healthy, and the world should be healthy. Amen.